me and mustard. Telling you.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting. At center, Mitchell Robinson. At point guard, Alex Caruso. In the middle, standing 6'11".
Greetings and best. Taking a look here at some of the numbers from Michael Porter Jr.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Alex Caruso out there with Klay Thompson. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Durant. And it's Robinson in its center. And for New Orleans, we've got Anthony Edwards. Michael Porter's out there with Barnes. Then there's Jalen Suggs. And it's Wiseman in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Durant. What a tremendous game he played against Minnesota. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Suggs against Caruso. Suggs passes to Edwards. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, look, Edwards doesn't back down from anyone. He embraces getting physical on the way up.
Anthony Edwards.
First free throw is good. And Edwards drops them both.
Yeah, great effort tonight, and he's been rewarded with trips to the line.
Outside Robinson. Back to KD. And the layup's good off the glass.
And we're so used to seeing KD light it up from outside. Found great positioning and then delivers.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Willie Green gave me a few minutes to talk with him. Coach said how much he admires Klay Thompson, saying that guy is a champion. Coming back from 2 years away, Thompson's still one of the best two-way guards in the league. Nothing but respect for Klay, and there's zero argument here. Thompson surely a future Hall of Famer. Guys?
Thank you, David. Now Durant. After the missed three from Klay Thompson. And it's in there.
And for Durant, it's just that simple. Get the ball and shoot it.
And we saw some players banged up down the stretch last season, Shams.
I'm told that there was a focus on maybe allowing some more flexibility in physicality. It definitely upped the intensity some, and I think that's what the fans want. But there are going to be some trade-offs, and that includes the free throw rates, that includes game time, and in the long haul, adding some more physicality and adding some more attention to detail defensively, and allowing defenders to play more and defend more. That should be good for the game.
Yeah, those were good trends, I would agree.
First team foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
That's good from Durant.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
Oh, here's Edwards. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Here's Thompson. No good on the shot. Good D by Barnes. Edwards against Caruso. That one's off. Still out of sync.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Inside. The shot by KD. No good. Pelicans still look like they're getting going. It's a 5-point game. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter in New York.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Yeah, guys, I watched the film of that one, and they had great activity defensively. They need that again tonight.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And all you need to do is see his free throw percentage, guys. 90 for the season to know what kind of year he's having.
Well, as the younger generation would say, Alex Caruso has that dog in him. He's a tenacious player on both sides of the ball and is constantly looking for ways to affect the game.
And here is Suggs. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. And timeout called by Willie Green. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. We get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at New Orleans. They're down in the bottom of the conference. Their fans hope they can turn it around and show some improvement.
And I think for New Orleans, they have been one of the major surprises in the NBA this season. Unfortunately, for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I just don't know what has happened to them. You get the sense that their frustration is starting to reach a breaking point, too.
Edwards kicks to Barnes. New Orleans moving it around. Pocket 6. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Markkanen, he's checked in for Robinson.
Next substitution, number 23, Lowry Markkanen.
Wiseman dishes to Barnes. Back to Wiseman. Shot to stop the run.
Oh, that's a big man move by Wiseman. Roughing up the D with that emphatic finish.
Suggs against Caruso. Outside, KD. Lets it go with a 3. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots. You know, Shams, I don't know how many kids grow up thinking they're going to be an NBA insider. But clearly that is something that you probably thought about at one time or another. Did you think that was going to be your path?
Kevin, I knew at the age of 16 years old what I wanted to do, and this path I wanted to take an insider for the NBA because I love playing basketball, I loved writing, and I had a genuine passion for transactions, for the behind-the-scenes stories. So to be able to tell that story to the fans, I feel like I am one of the fans. That's why I feel like I can relate to the fans, and so that's what inspired me mostly to take this career path that I've taken.
You're so connected. It is a pleasure reading you and hearing you.
Kevin, appreciate you so much, and just know the stories will keep coming.
Here's Markkanen. Anthony Edwards making his last shot. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Here's Suggs. That one goes. Count it.
Well, that's just the physicality from Suggs. Fighting off defenders in close.
Outside Durant. Back to Caruso. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Suggs. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. And stolen by Caruso. Jumps up. Trips down the breakaway slam.
Yeah, what a steal and what an effort from Caruso in transition.
Outside Edwards. Back to Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
Dunks aren't always for the big fella.
A serious power move from the point.
Well, in this league, you can see powerful plays from anyone and anywhere. Your position no longer dictates your scoring options.
Shot's good by Durant.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Edwards against Thompson. Outside Porter. Back to Edwards. And things can get so intense when NBA rumors start flying, Shams. You know that. The teams are just kind of holding on sometimes for dear life. What is it like when you break a major NBA story like you've done numerous times.
It's like when your heart skips a beat, Kevin. It's like when you feel like you are in such a rush and there's a surge of excitement that hits every particle of your body. Every profession obviously has a big payoff, but everything happens so fast. But when it happens, it makes all the hard work worth it, but it certainly brings a great feeling, and I definitely get goosebumps to this thing.
You get goosebumps, but the hard work you put in to get that story, I know what you guys go through. It is amazing the hours you spend on it.
365, 24/7.
D'Angelo Russell's checked in for the Pelicans. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Bulls checked in. And Thompson kicks to KD. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. KD's got 15.
There's no limit to what KD can do scoring the basketball.
Barnes passes to Russell. Wiseman dishes to Porter. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for New York.
Well, you know, the analytics guys would tell you a team shouldn't be taking this many mid-range shots, but clearly they're shooting them with confidence.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
That free throw missing.
Well, as a three-level scorer, Porter Jr. remains a key part of this team's offense and how they run their sets.
Good on the second free throw. Shams, with as often as you've interacted with front offices all over the NBA, have you noticed any changes with how franchises operate with both the players and the media and that relationship and where it may be headed?
Everything has to be more specialized now in the organization. When you're seeing true partnerships develop with teams and their players, especially their top players, teams have to pay more attention now to data, to metrics than ever before. And the relationship between your top players in the organization, that is very, very important. And the teams that do a good job of managing relationships, of managing expectations, that is clearly what separates the elite teams with the bottom teams. And certainly players in today's generation are very, very polished when it comes to me.
You framed that so well. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony Edwards is figuring things out. He said there's levels. My first few years, I looked for my shot and nothing else. I've learned that I can't win without my teammates and that I have to throw them the ball, too. It's a team game. I know that now. Kevin, I know it, too, so I'm throwing it back to you.
And you're the best teammate we could have. Thank you, David. Ball kicks to Thompson. Count that bucket.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
And so Edwards will bring it up for the Pelicans. They trail by 9 points. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, you know they wanted a few of those plays back. What a tough way to go out in that one.
Yeah, it's often a game of very slim margins, and those close losses somehow sting even more.
He takes it in, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk block shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. In third, the Knicks.
They have been racking up the blocks lately. I mean, if they keep this up, they're going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody.
And he makes the first. McGee, he's checked in for the Knicks. And so Caruso nails both of them. And Charms, I've always wondered, watching you, reading you, when did you first fall in love with the NBA? And when did you decide to cover it?
Really, when I was around 10, 11 years old, I grew up in Chicago right as the Bulls dynasty was starting. I wasn't quite old enough, but I was old enough to see some of those scrappy Bulls teams in the mid-2000s. And basketball was always a part of the national discourse, but also part of my life playing it, and then now being someone that's able to inform the audience and the public.
You know what? I'm looking up and down this table. I think we all feel the exact same way. Now, here's Wells. After the miss from JaVale McGee. Pass to Wiseman. And here's Porter. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Edwards. And the layup falls. Edwards got 6 points.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player. Skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Drummond's checked in for the Pelicans. Barnes comes in for Edwards. Gobert, he's checked in for the Knicks. Dante DiVincenzo comes in for Alex Caruso. Pass to Gobert. Hole with it, defended by Drummond. DiVincenzo passes to Gobert. Ball kicks to Thompson. Just 5 to shoot. Now here's DiVincenzo. Over Russell. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
The defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Russell against DiVincenzo. Russell dishes to Barnes. It's rebounded by New York. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
Thompson misses.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And with the new broadcasting deals, NBA salaries figuring Shams to skyrocket.
And we're not even just talking about the players, Kevin. It's the coaches, it's the front office executives. Everyone is seeing some massive, massive paydays. Every single year, we're seeing the biggest contract in league history, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger in years to come.
Are you surprised at the size of some of these coaching deals? I mean, the numbers are amazing to me.
Coaching, front office deals, it's getting higher and higher. And once Monty Williams signed the deal he did in 2023, that only elevated the market for coaches, and front office executives also are getting big payments.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Klay Thompson. His last 10 games, averaging 13 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we're watching a special guy here, and his numbers only tell a fraction of the story.
Goodwin's checked in for Michael Porter. And New York with a change here, too. Holiday's checked in. DiVincenzo kicks to Gobert. Three-pointer, Markkanen. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
Now, here is Russell. He's coming off a 13-point game against Houston. Drummond with a screen on Gobert. And Drummond throws it down.
How about the movement there by Drummond off that pick and roll, getting himself to a great spot there for the finish.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. DiVincenzo finds Gobert. Markkanen from outside. That shot missing. Pelicans trail by 9. Now Wells. Pass to Barnes. Now Goodwin fires from deep. Doesn't go for him. And so it's with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. Back right after And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Knicks so far, what do you guys think?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
Shams, you've been around the NBA for a long time now. Which players do you enjoy watching the most?
Greatness, especially the guys that are regarded among the greatest of all time, like LeBron James, like Stephen Curry, like Kevin Durant. You have to throw those in there, but this is a new era, a new crop. The Jason Tatums, Jaylen Brown, Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Have to throw Luka Doncic in there. You have Donovan Mitchell, you have Paolo Banchero, you have Tyrese Halliburton, you have Joel Embiid, you have Tyrese Maxey, Jimmy Butler, you have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Zion Williamson, Anthony Davis, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama. So let's not have anyone here left out.
All right, they're all fun to watch. They've got Scotty Barnes. He's out there with Wells. D'Angelo Russell out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Springer in at the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. They get the rebound. And that one, good. Bulls got the lead up to 11 now for the Knicks.
The towering presence that is Ball. Good at staying active and going after those offensive rebounds.
Here's Hendricks. Markkanen with the block. And he recovers it. And the officials call goaltending, so they award the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
New Orleans making a switch here. Suggs is checked in. Pass to Markkanen. Some nice passing by New York here. Bull the pass to Gobert. Now here's Markkanen. He's covered closely. It's Drummond with the rebound. Pelicans trail by 9. Drummond with a screen on Markkanen. Here's Wells. Offline from the top of the key. The Knicks have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Suggs with the steal. A 3. Good on the triple. Wells has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And I like Russell's ability to create for others. He does what's best for the team.
To the middle. Here's Bull. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And the Knicks lead by 8. We have all these great foreign players. Maybe 3 of the top 5 players in the NBA are all foreign players, right? And so much was made of Anthony Edwards. Here's a 22-year-old American player who has maybe the charisma, the game, the everything you could package. It could be our next great player. Is there ever talk around the league about why are European players being so dominant? Where are the great young American players to compete against this great influx of international players?
The grassroots programs, you have to look at what happens abroad and in the States. You have to give a lot of credit to the way that they develop players over in Europe. In any of those regions, they do a great job. And those players are hungry, they're driven, they're passionate. They're trying to get here to the States and play basketball at the highest level in the NBA. And you see at the amateur level, there can be a lot of fluidity, there can be a lot of influx, and players are given so much so soon in America. So to be able to have that chip on your shoulder, to have the passion, and to exude the confidence that Anthony Edwards has, the younger generation of players definitely have someone Anthony Edwards to look up to.
Clock at 4. Here's McGee, and it's McGee with the jam.
Well, if you're going to let him get that close to the rim, that's what's going to happen. Leaving no room for error with the slam.
And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. For the Knicks, Marjanovic checked in for Bol Bol, and Corey Joseph subbed in for Davis Bertans. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Drummond finds Barnes. To Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Once Drummond gets the ball there, you can kiss it goodbye.
On the wing, DiVincenzo. He's guarded by Russell to the paint and stolen by Drummond. Outside, Russell. Pass to Suggs. Here's Drummond. And here's Porter. He's guarded by Markkanen. Porter, no luck. And here's Barnes for three. Tries again. Markkanen pulls it in. The Knicks leading by 8. Right side, Joseph. Spins. Pass to DiVincenzo. Marjanovic, a screen on Russell. DiVincenzo. It's good from the top of the key.
DiVincenzo.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look for that.
And a wide open look for Porter. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, that's his game. Porter Jr. is a knockdown shooter off the catch.
Here's Suggs. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
The Pelicans have missed 2 free throws in the game, going 5 for 7.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Edwards, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Robinson's checked in for New York. Kevin Durant comes in for Joseph. And Durant gets double teamed. Pelicans pull it in. Barnes has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Edwards. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
He's built like a linebacker, Edwards is. So tough to stop.
And he ends up missing both free throws.
Well, that's a rarity for him, not being able to cash in on the trip to the line.
DiVincenzo kicks to KD. Markkanen sets the pick for KD. Over Porter. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Durant's got 19 points.
He's been reliable from the floor, and that's reflected on the scoreboard.
And timeout called by Willie Green. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. Wells, he's checked in for Scotty Barnes. The Knicks also changing it up. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for McGee. And it's Alex Caruso in for Dante DiVincenzo. And here are the Pelicans now. 7-point differential.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Down low, deflects the pass, and stolen by Drummond. Edwards inside. Markkanen on him. Edwards, good.
Effective use of the mid-range there by Edwards. He's a true 3-level scorer.
Thompson outside. Caruso, a screen on Edwards. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And he's good on the 3-ball. Thompson's got 5 points so far. Pelicans trail by 6. Outside, Edwards. Pass to Drummond. Over Robinson. And it's Drummond missing. New York's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. At the top of the key, Durant. Shoots over Wells. And there's another one for the Knicks.
And with the right partner, Durant is an unstoppable force in that pick and roll. It's a very high percentage play when he's running.
So Suggs against Caruso. Robinson with the block. Caruso looking for an opening. Up again. Nice follow-up by Katie. Boy, he is really relentless.
Well, he's been very efficient in this quarter. Keep getting him the ball.
Suggs with the ball. He's got 6. Pass to Drummond. Now Wells. Shot clock at 5. A three-pointer is right on target. Wells has got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, it took him a while to get his legs under him. He didn't do much in the first quarter, but now he's off and running.
Thompson against Edwards. Back to KD. Robinson dishes to Durant.
And Durant, one of the toughest players to defend, especially when he's using that shot fake.
New York shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
And he knocks down the first one.
Katie, one of the most prolific scorers in the NBA. The intrigue is how he does it with his stature.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Kate is checked in, and New York with a change here too. Gobert, he's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And it's Porter with the ball for New Orleans. Trailing here by 8. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. It'll be the second of 5 straight played at home.
And making it look easy. Even with aggressive coverage, Porter Jr. finds a way to score.
Now, here's Suggs. 6 points for him. To the inside, Queta. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Porter against Gobert. Pass to KD. Out to Thompson. Takes the 3. Thompson with the 3.
And after not making any threes in the first half, he now has 2 here in the second half. Let's see if he continue to add to that.
Queta, the pass to Porter. Now here's Wells. Defended by Durant. Edwards inside. It's up against Thompson. Good D by Thompson. New York leading by 7. To the middle. Here's Caruso. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got his 3rd assist on the night. New Orleans gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. It's Edwards on the wing. He's covered by Thompson. Edwards kicks to Wells. Takes a 3. Edwards with confidence.
Well, you have to be careful with Edwards on the arc because he is completely fearless.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. And what a treat it was to have Shams stop by. He's definitely become part of the fabric of the NBA.
Yeah, and I'll say this. You won't meet a harder worker in terms of NBA coverage. Shams has amazing dedication to his craft.
Porter finds Suggs. Back to Porter. Launches a 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. They've led by as many as 11 points. Here's KD. Porter pulls it in. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Suggs against Caruso. Outside Porter. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And he just seemed to have a little more fire in the first quarter than he has in this one. And it showed in all the trips he made to the free throw line. Those have dried up.
And Porter drops them both. New York leading by 6.
Got to run the clock and wait for the last shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
Love the confidence Durant has in that jump shot. Doesn't let the foul stop him from taking the shot.
Kevin Durant taking 2 shots.
Durant nails both of them.
And love how he's getting himself to the line this quarter. If he keeps it up, it'll end up creating some foul problems on the other side, and that can always help a team's cause.
For 3, Edwards. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the New York Knicks. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter. And all right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
Halftime is here. And what better way to tip it off than to analyze the latest news on the trade front?
This move improves their shooting. George is consistent and brings a scorer's mindset.
Going to be fascinating to watch them integrate him into their offense. He can really stretch the floor. And let's dig into the first half now. Things looking pretty good for the New York Knicks.
When you take care of the boards, usually things turn out well, unless you're getting shot out the gym.
Which hasn't happened yet.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Pelicans trail by 8. Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. You've got Alex Caruso. Mitchell Robinson out there with Rudy Gobert. Then it's Thompson, and it's Durant in at the small forward. Near the three-point line, it's Porter. Caruso grabs the miss.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
New Orleans with the ball, and always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark. Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list. Yeah, the defender all over
Mitchell Robinson.
The Pelicans have gone 9 of 13 from the line.
At the line for your Pelicans, James Wiseman. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
He hits both from the stripe. You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
It has, and they've become one of the deeper teams in the NBA over that time. It's not just about one guy. There's talent up and down that roster.
And here is Caruso. Over Suggs, and that one's good. Caruso. Caruso's got 12.
Well, you don't see Caruso take these shots much, but that doesn't mean he'll pass on the chance to score.
Porter dishes to Suggs. To the paint. Here's Wiseman. And finished off by Wiseman.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. KD passes to Robinson. Here's Caruso. He's covered by Suggs, and that one's good. Caruso.
Working against size. He's just crafty enough to carve out some wiggle room.
Yeah, and he also plays with great confidence, taking a shot there that other guys might have turned down.
Barnes outside. It's stolen by Gobert. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good to see Gobert attacking the defense like this, forcing them to foul.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
No good on that one.
Well, you know, every team is looking for a defensive anchor. Gobert fills that role to perfection.
And the second free throw, good. You know, Coach, what more can you ask? The reigning 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert.
Well, Kevin, since you asked, his impact in the playoffs hasn't always been the same as during the regular season. That's got to be the next step.
Here's Edwards. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound.
Not a great start to the second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Yep, that one goes.
Well, he's been nothing short of fantastic this game, and he has his team in a great spot as this thing winds down.
And timeout called by Willie Green. He wants to talk to his guys.
Get ready to perform. Give it up for your Pelican Breaker.
Here's a peek now at the 2K leaderboard. This year, these teams have made the most of their offensive rebounds. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
Pelicans trail by 11. Outside, Porter. New Orleans moving it around. Barnes can't get it to go.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Caruso sets the screen for KD. Off target from outside. The Pelicans have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Porter kicks to Barnes. Pass to Wiseman. 5 to shoot. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Tough 2 from Durant.
Taking the hit there, Durant, so hard to stop.
Diversified scoring in this one for him.
I love when everyone can get involved, a full team effort.
Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there's so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double team him, send the second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
Pass to Wiseman. Barnes outside. Suggs against Caruso. But on that shot, with that, the Knick lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Suggs.
Yeah, and for Suggs, his three-point shooting has come a long way since entering the league.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Thank you, Kevin. The game is certainly going international. Commissioner Adam Silver says, with basketball's exponential growth, it's now truly a global game. We're fortunate that the very best in the world want to play in a single league. And Kevin, the NBA continues to draw talent from all corners of the globe.
And David, you've been all over the globe, and the talent level undeniable. And Thompson throws it down.
Yeah, Thompson can be fast and nimble on the drive, catching him unprepared.
Pass to Wiseman. Here's Edwards. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. And that's 13 points for Anthony Edwards. Caruso kicks to Gobert. Back to Caruso. Thompson, a screen on Suggs. Here's Caruso. 14 points for him. From downtown, yes, once again, he remains perfect. 6 attempts and 6 hits.
Well, when Caruso has a scoring night like this, it's a huge boost for this offense.
Pass to Wiseman. And here's Porter. Now Suggs, defended by Caruso. And there's the drive. That one good for 2. Suggs has got 6 here in this quarter.
Just a terrific drive by Suggs. When he sees lanes to the rim open up, he attacks with no hesitation.
Caruso kicks to Thompson. Here's Robinson. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Wiseman finds Porter. Barnes up top. Pass to Edwards. There's the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. KD passes to Gobert. Can't get it to fall. And it's Barnes with the ball for New Orleans. A 12-point game. Now, here's Suggs. Back to Edwards. Inside. Here's Wiseman. Robinson with the block. KD looking around. Using his length inside. Durant. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for New York.
Well, their shot blocking. The defensive effort level has been great. You got to love that intensity.
And also, they've made it a point to push it off turnovers. They're playing smart and alert, capitalizing on mistakes.
Thompson outside. Back to Durant. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on James Wiseman.
And just using that length to his full advantage. Durant draws the foul, and we know what usually happens when he steps to the line.
He shot well from the line tonight, going 4 for 5. That free throw good from Durant. You coach Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you missed the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Well, it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
It's Durant on the wing, guarded by Porter. Ball inside. Porter's there. Kept alive. Tries yet again. Ball, that's good.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Down low. Here's Wiseman. And finished up by Wiseman.
Well, he led him with the pass there, almost like a quarterback timing a route. That was impressive.
Durant against Porter. Yep, that one goes in there. KD's got 38 points.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Thompson inside. Edwards defending. Thompson misses.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
And Thompson sends it back.
And off guards. Thompson is an all-defensive team-level player, can compete with the best of them.
Durant, no good. Pelicans trail by 16. Edwards kicks to Porter. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
And he comes up with the deuce.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
Well, yeah, you can see how much energy he's playing with. He's on a roll, and he's not about to let it in.
Wiseman sets a screen for Barnes to the inside. And finished up by Wiseman.
And get used to seeing that for years to come. Wiseman working in that pick and roll action and cashing in.
KD passes to Markkanen. Thompson outside. Knocks down the three ball. Thompson's got 5 points in the quarter.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first three of the half, there might be more in store.
And, Coach, you watch Markkanen. He's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And, look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
Barnes kicks to Russell. Porter dishes to Russell. 40 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Porter passes to Edwards. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Bulls got 7 rebounds in the game.
Well, and after making just one triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
The deep three from Thompson sinks the triple. Thompson's got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Knicks.
With his strong shot mechanics, these long-range shots tend to look easy for Thompson.
There's the screen. Near the three-point line, it's Edwards. And so it's the New York Knicks cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Right back after this break. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
One shot, then when we make a miss, run and run through so we get some spacing. Make the game easy.
You know, guys, we hear a lot of coaches preach all this. Tom Thibodeau wanting defensive rebounding and then faster pace on offense.
Yeah, and that shows you he knows the pulse of his team. He knows that they're not quite energized. Their play rises to a whole nother level when they are.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Wells, Suggs out there with Russell. Then there's Andre Drummond, and it's Porter in at the 4 spot. That's the Pelicans 5. DiVincenzo against Russell. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Russell, no good. The Knicks leading by 22. Right side, Joseph. Bull, the pass to McGee. Pass to Markkanen. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Suggs against DiVincenzo. Suggs kicks to Russell. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Suggs looking around. Shoots over DiVincenzo. And it's Suggs missing.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Here's Bull. New York, no good that time either. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for New Orleans. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Good, and the assist goes to Russell.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Joseph against Suggs. Markkanen a screen on Suggs. Shoots the 3. Markkanen can't get it to go.
Yeah, really unlike him to have this kind of game.
And Bull sends it back.
And that massive wingspan coming into play there. Ball uses it to perfection to block shots.
Joseph finds Bull. Pass to Markkanen. McGee inside. Working on Drummond. The shot's good from McGee. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Suggs with the ball. He's covered by Joseph. Joseph against Suggs. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
Outside, Markkanen. And it's off from three-point range.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Terrific ball movement leading to the basket. You love to see it.
Pass to Wells. Out to Russell. And here is Suggs. He's covered by Joseph. Just 4 to shoot. And it's Suggs missing. The Knicks leading by 21. Joseph dishes to McGee. And it's McGee with the jam.
Yeah, a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But, Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the fourth quarter for them. Porter, bounce pass. Now, here's Wells. He's guarded by Markkanen. Here's Suggs. And Bull pulls it down. Bull's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Markkanen passes to McGee. Good D by Drummond. New Orleans has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Out to the right wing. Suggs against Markkanen. And it's Suggs missing.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
Three-pointer. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Pass to Porter. DiVincenzo against Russell. Here's Suggs. And the layup is good. Suggs has got 4 this quarter.
Everything is working for Suggs offensively at the moment. This is a very encouraging sight to see.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. New Orleans making some changes here. Heisman's checked in for Drummond. Barnes comes in for Porter. And it's Edwards in for Jalen Suggs. Here's Thompson. New York moving it around. Here's the floater. Durant. That's good. Durant's got 42 in the game.
Well, they wouldn't be in the position they're in without his contribution. He has tormented this defense tonight.
On the wing, Barnes. Defended by Gobert. Out to Russell. Barnes screen on Caruso. There's Russell with the 3. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Durant. That's good. KD's got 16 here in the second half.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Here's Edwards, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And despite his young age, Coach Van Gundy, Anthony Edwards' leadership qualities growing day by day.
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot of it's because he is great at both ends of the court. Confident, charismatic, upbeat. He's learning that delicate balance between taking over a game and bringing his teammates along for the ride.
Free throw good, Edwards. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
Porter's checked in for New Orleans. Jalen Suggs comes in for D'Angelo Russell. And Edwards drops them both. So, Greg, you played the point. In Create a Player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
Barnes kicks to Suggs. Edwards against Markkanen. Edwards inside. It doesn't go for him.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Holiday against Suggs. The jump hook off the left rim and out. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Back to Holiday. Good, nice job down low.
And for a 7-footer, you know, Lopez distributes it well. Consistent at looking to set up his teammate.
Now Suggs. Pass to Wiseman. Now here's Porter. Drives to the hoop. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, You do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
We know very few players in the league, Stan, can put up points with the ease that Michael Porter Jr. can do.
One of the prettiest shots in the league, Kevin. He's got great size. He's got that high release, and he gets it off quick. When he's shooting it well, he can take over a game.
And he rebounds well, too. He does other things in addition to scoring.
Well, that's where he's really improved, doing those other things.
GA, what effect do you think the rule to limit flopping has had since it was put into place in the NBA?
Well, I do think we're seeing less theatrics, and there were fines before, but a flop now might impact the game itself. So I'd say it's been a bit of a deterrent.
He had a nice open look right there. Bulls got 8 points here in this quarter. Here's Suggs. Pass to Porter. To the middle. Stolen by McGee. Bull against Edwards. Markkanen down low. Can't connect from short range.
Well, sometimes it's just not your night. But despite his struggles, they're ahead in the game.
And Bull sends it back. A sensational block that definitely deserves another look.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one.
Here's Suggs. Pass to Barnes. Edwards against Holiday. Porter outside. Drills the three-pointer. Porter's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Well, he's been more confident shooting it since the half. Let's see if that trend continues.
Markkanen sets the pick for DiVincenzo. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
New Orleans has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Pass to Porter. Fires for 3. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. DiVincenzo with it. To the left wing. Now here is McGee. Back to DiVincenzo. From outside, off the mark. The Pelicans shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Porter against McGee. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, a lot of parity around the NBA. Do you think fans like that?
It's a great question, Kevin. And there are trade-offs, but as a league, you've got to foster competition and live with the results. And the reality is, doesn't it feel better when there are more teams that have a legitimate chance to win it all?
That free throw, no good. The Knicks making a switch here. Marjanovic is checked in. And he's good on the second.
Boy, he'd sure like to have that miss back. Hard to chip away at a lead when you're leaving freebies at the line.
Suggs against DiVincenzo. Marjanovic with a screen for DiVincenzo. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for New York.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And so looking at their number, this will be win number 22 on the year.
And, you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for KD.
Yeah, and I loved his attitude tonight. He really had that scorer's mentality. Absolutely no one was stopping him.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Hey, Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game. And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't spending a lot of time studying in the international game.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Pass to Porter. Back to Suggs. Now here's Porter. He's guarded by Markkanen. Porter, no luck. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
DiVincenzo against Suggs. And here is DiVincenzo. So no problem for New York as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory. No, thank you for that, David. And that about wraps it up. So for Greg and